All right, Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. I am out here. I know I said I wasn't sure if I was buying the poles. Hey, I bought the poles. You can see right here, got the good old breaker bar, the level, tape measure, post hole diggers, dig and post. So I got 4 posts done yesterday. So I'll go ahead, I'll come up here and I'll show you the layout of the pens that I was talking about on the Sunday, Monday vlog. How I'm going to have the 3 different pens set up and ready to go for the animals for rotational grazing. Even though it's going to be a couple years out, I'll have at least this pen done hopefully by January, February. So those are concreted. I've got the cross member down there on the ground. I'll wait a week for them to solidify, and then I'll go ahead and build the H-brace to give them another week, and then, well, probably be a month or so. And then I'll start buying T-post, line the T-post, and then buy the where I had the fencing, and then start stretching fence, getting fence set up. So inside the fence here, for those of you that follow and been following, let me get down here on flat ground. So this is where the animals are now. You can see everything's 8 down, all the way down to dirt. So you look at wild to animal pen. That's why I need to do the rotational grazing. Along with a lot of this is all leaves in here, and they took all the leaves off. But this is the big pen. You can see the camels way up top. So this is going to be one. Then from this post, I'm going to be coming down along the road all the way down to almost today's Homesteader Lane. This will be a separate pen. I'll have a gate to this side. And then Purdom Lane here will be used as a animal freeway. Where you see the orange tape on the branches there, on the other side of the branch pile is the surveyed off 30 acres. So I'm putting my fence on the inside of the brush pile. The brush pile is like the intermediate area in between the property line and my fence line. That's going to give privacy. It's going to give a windbreak. And the animals aren't going to try to want to go over a fence because they can't see what's on the other side with the brush pile. And eventually I'm hoping the brush pile wraps up with vines and leaves and everything else, and then it's going to be a big green hedge that will grow up over a fence. I'm only going to do the 4-foot fence. I'm not going to do the 6-foot no climb horse fence. I'm going to be doing this 4-foot sheep and goat fence. The reason why is because I'm doing the brush pile. So since I've had the brush pile on the other side of this 4-foot fence right here, Chubbs has not jumped over the 4-foot fence. He'll come down to here where there's no brush and jump over a fence. So with the brush pile, and it's going to be higher, then, and I'm going to run, I'm going to get 6-foot T-posts. So these will actually be almost a foot above the fence, and then run a hot wire across the top, or just a regular cable wire. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but that will be the deterrence to keep the dogs from wanting to go over. And of course, 4-foot fence this whole time, none of the animals have tried to go over a fence or anything like that. So the fence will come along this brush pile that I did all the way down Purdom Lane. There's more down here that I haven't done. But that way, I'll have this all fenced in. The animals can use Purdom Lane in this section as the thoroughfare. And then, like I said, that's going to be one pen. I can open that gate, have the gate here shut off, and the gate down here shut off. And the animals can come up and down this road and go up there. Otherwise, I shut the gates behind me, and with the gates shut behind me, then the animals can't go up into that top pen, and I can let that pen rest. So my goal this year is fencing all alongside Purdom Lane along this brush pile, all the way down to where I'm going to do the barn. So I'm going to flip camera back around. We're going to take a little walk, get down there. It is stormy weather. We're about ready to have a lot of rain at 1 o'clock, but I figure I better make this video because we're looking at a couple days of rain, and then next week's looking like 4 or 5 days of rain. So I figure I'd get a video out to you guys now before the weather gets too bad, and we'll go from there. And then see, I've got posts sitting here. So I do my H braces every 100 feet. A lot of people say you need to do 60 feet, but I look at it this way. T-posts are metal. They're going to be here for 50 years. The wooden posts go bad a lot sooner than that. So I don't want a whole bunch of wood on my fence line. A, for fires, they're gonna catch fire and burn. Metal T-posts aren't gonna burn. And two, metal just, you know, in my opinion, is better than wood. So I could be doing metal H braces, but then I have to hire a welder and all that type of stuff. And that's just too expensive. So you can see my truck way back there, just how extensive this next pen's gonna be over here. It's gonna be probably maybe 3 times, maybe up to 4 times the size of the pen they're in now. And this will just be another pen. And then the next pen is gonna be even bigger than this pen over here, due to the fact that down here, it's gonna go all the way down to Steve's property. And the hedge pile that I put down there along Steve's property, I'll have the fence on the outside of that hedge pile as well. And it's gonna just be a massive thing. And then I'm thinking, since this is all flat down here, I might do multiple pig pens and rotate the pigs as well. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna lay that out. I was thinking about doing the pig pens down here, but now I'm thinking about the barn. So let me go ahead and get the camera flipped around and I'll show you that. So you can see all the T-posts and the cattle panels laying down here. This is where I was going to do the pig pen. But now I'm thinking I'm going to do the barn where the livestock trailer is. For those of you asking before if I still have my livestock trailer, yes, I still have the livestock trailer. I know you don't see it in much videos because I'm not using it like when I was moving back and forth from Colorado. But it's sitting down here when it needs to be used. When I got all the branches from the restaurant, it's filled with all the branches. So Steve was using that to for his burn pile, or to make campfires when he had his shed here before he moved down to his property. Now he's down there burning little fires at his place. So you can see the orange here once again. That's the corner of the property. And then you can see I started the corner of the 30 acres. Now, of course, if something happens in future and they end up moving and not paying or whatever, then I'll have this 30 acres for sale again. But I don't ever plan to use this. Even if I get it back, I'm gonna just sell it because I don't need this much land. 120 acres was way too much. But anyhow, the fence is gonna go up this way, and then I'm gonna come over this way and then come down with the fence towards Purdom Lane. And I think I'm gonna do a gate right here in between all these big trees. So you have big tree here, you got big tree right here. I'm gonna do the gate somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna have the barn right there. And I'm thinking I might end up doing the gate somewhere right there or right there across the street. And then I'll have a gate across the Purdom Lane, but I won't do it until I get down to today's Homesteader Lane, which I'll walk down there in a second. So you saw the big long walk. So all of this over to the brush pile, unless I do the pig pens throughout here, I'm not sure. But they're gonna have this whole entire side in order to have as one big pen. The pen they're in now, which is gonna be the smallest. And then this, that goes way up that way over the mountain to my neighbor's fence line. And then it's gonna go all the way back down to Steve's place. And then I'm gonna have the fence, I'm not gonna have the fence right along the road here. I'm actually gonna bump the fence in about 20 feet because I'm gonna clear all the brush and I wanna establish grass to make it look nice. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna put the fence like 20, 30 feet back. I'm not sure exactly how far I'm gonna do it. But there have the entire pen here on the right-hand side. And then down here will be today's Homesteader Lane. And this is what I was working on and got the forestry mulching. I know I haven't showed any videos on the forestry mulching done. But this part of today's Homesteader Lane has a bunch of dirt mounds. So I can't use this side right now, but I am using the other side to get in and out. Same thing with Steve. We both drive on the other side of today's Homesteader Lane. But what I'm going to do is these trees still have to come out, and this road's actually going to curve. So when I come in to go to animals, it's easy to curve. You don't come to a 90 and make it 90. I'm going to make it a curve road. But somewhere right around here is where I'm going to put the gate across so the animals can't come out. And then they're going to have this whole pen, like I said, all the way up to the animal pen, all the way out to Gregory Lane. And then this side, they're going to have this all the way down to Steve's. So this is going to be the largest pen. They'll be able to be in this pen the longest once this is done. This will be about half the size. And then the small pen they're in now is like 1/10 of the big size one. And then this is today's Homesteader Lane. So this is all the forestry mulching that got done. You can see these couple mounds of dirt. There's no way to get the truck through. I've got to get those knocked down. So when I rent equipment this fall, the excavator, I'm going to come through. I'm going to pull all these different root balls and try to level everything out more. And then once I rent the dozer, then I'll cut all the roads, do all the grading, all that type of stuff. But for those of you that wanted to know kind of an idea, I know some of you want a drawing. I'm not good at drawings or putting things down in a drawing. And I know some want drone footage. I don't have a drone. I'm not that techie. But this gives you somewhat of an idea. You know, this is today's Homesteader Lane. This is Purdom Lane. Gregory is over there. That goes out to the top of Purdom Lane where my red feeder is and my mailbox. And then Moscow Love Road is the main road that goes out front. So this is what I'm doing today. Digging posts, putting them in. And like I said, by hopefully December, January, February time period, I'm going to have this first pen done. Because like I said, you know, this is a lot of fencing to get done. Money-wise, time-wise, and everything else. So it's going to take a bit, but I'm going to get there. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Remember, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be.